Fair. We have seen conduct rules up to I think some 5 videos we have already seen. Now today we are going to discuss about whether a government servant can join any association. Yes, they can join, but with some restrictions. We'll see those areas now. Joining of association by government servants. No government servant shall join or continue to be a member of an association, the objects, the activities of which are prejudicial to the interest of the sovereignty and integrity of India or public order or morality. So, association, suppose take the case of government employees association. No, you can join, there is no issue. Only there are some issues on strike and all we'll discuss separately. But if somebody joins an association which is prejudicial against the interest of the sovereignty of the country, they are questioning the sovereignty of the country, or they are against the integrity of the country or public order, so they create a law and order problem, or it is immoral, they do all immoral activities. No, it is a criminal activity, and joining such people or being a member of such association is absolutely wrong. The government servant will be in trouble. Demonstration and strike. No government servant shall engage himself or participate in any demonstration which is prejudicial to the interest of the sovereignty and integrity of India, the security of the state, friendly relations with foreign states, public order, decency and morality, or which involves contempt of court, defamation, or incitement to an offence. In such cases, government servants should not be part of strike or demonstration. So if there is any unlawful activity, yeah, you don't be part of that. But of course, so it gives very clearly that some association, they demand pay hike, they demand some other concession from government, and they go on demonstration. Nothing wrong, as long as it doesn't affect the work. But strike is not permitted by rule or even by court. It will become no work, no pay. So that specific aspect we'll discuss separately. But being a member of an association, that is staff association, there is no issue. In fact, the association must be a recognized one. And then if you are a member of that association, nobody can question you. In fact, office will support recovery of subscription and payment to the association also through extended deduction and other things. But it should be only for the betterment of the employee. The association will function only for the betterment of the employees. But all these against public order, against foreign states relations. Suppose something happens in Russia and Ukraine. So you support Ukraine, you raise slogan against Russia. Russia being India's close relative, so we have no business to do all those things. The people will take care and other parties will take care. Employees cannot do all those things. I only made an example. It's not that I am having any opinion on any, even if I have opinion about Russia and Ukraine, I can make a separate video. It has nothing to do with this contact rule discussion. I wanted to make one small example. That is why I referred to that issue. So friendly relations with foreign states cannot be put into difficult by our actions. And this demonstration should not, suppose it leads to contempt of court. Yes, it is wrong. You can't participate. Defamation, you cannot participate. Inciting an offense. So that is also, they are all illegal rather. So a government servant cannot participate in such things. Or resort to in any way about any form of strike or coercion or physical duress in connection with any matter pertaining to a service or the service of any other government servant. Now the question is, this is what I was trying to say a few moments earlier, that strike is not allowed even for government employees thing, court has banned. Now, not only that, if somebody strikes work, the no work, no pay will apply, and disciplinary action can also be taken if there is a specific warning is issued not to proceed on strike and other things. And if somebody, as a office bearer of association, tries to stop somebody from working, some other government servant, or physically or even by oral threatening, etc., it amounts to indiscipline. So they can't put somebody in pressure that not to go to work, do strike, all those things. They can't do. So you can join an association which is for the welfare of the employee. But the same association cannot go on strike. If you go, you are in trouble. But if you try to stop others from working, that is worst offense actually. It is a problem. One has to answer terribly. So we have to be very careful. Provided connection with press or media. Now, no government servant shall, except with the previous sanction of the government, own wholly or in part, or conduct or participate in the editing or management of any newspaper or other periodical publications or electronic media. See here, the provision I have removed it because it is not okay, it is only roundabout, that is why I removed it. Of provision to the earlier rule. Now, connection with the press. Connection with press is not allowed. If you have to do anything to write in the press, you have to take prior permission. If you have taken prior permission, of course you can release book also, but without permission you can't do. When you release book or when you release some any of the things, you have to give the details to government. They will examine because it should be non-controversial. It should not be against the policy of the government. All these conditions will play. With the permission, of course, you can release a newspaper, you can release a book, you can release any of the articles, but that should be the permission only because it is subject to verification. But without permission, one cannot do all those things. Nothing in this rule shall apply in case a government servant, in the bona fide discharge of his official duties, publishes a book or participates in public media. Suppose the department releases some annual report or some guidebook or something like that. So he prepares, he releases, he publishes. That is his duty. You can't mix up with official duty into other writing in newspaper or releasing books, which is not part of his official duty. Next, a government servant publishing a book or participating in a public media shall at all times make it clear that the views expressed by him are his own and not that of the government. Now, the point is, you get a permission for releasing book, you get a permission for attending some uh, public media interaction. So you give your view, but you have to say very clearly it is your private view. You are not representing government when you make statement. Official statement is something different. That is official communique. They will say it is word by word. The newspaper will take and release it. Official release and official statement is something different because that is already that will be approved by the competent authority before releasing such official statement. But other than that, when you get permission and join some media interaction or you release some book or anything, so the comments, anything, opinion you give, you have to make clear in the book and everything in the preface itself that it is all yours personal. It doesn't reflect because you are not in the book representing government and say, when you represent government, it becomes government document. It's not your document. That is the difference here. This is the conditions for joining association or writing books or releasing your opinion in media and other things. So you have to take prior permission, etc. With this, this part of rule, that is joining association or releasing books, etc., is over. Now with the remaining part, other issues of conduct will be discussed in detail. Namaskar.